All right, and first up, we cut across to breaking news coming in. Netanyahu and Defense Minister of Israel, who have approved IDF move to seize additional areas in Lebanon. In fact, Israel now expanding ground operations to prevent any Hezbollah fire on border settlements. Israel now warning Hezbollah will pay heavy price for attacks. IDF is all set to create buffer zones to defend Galilee settlements. This is the latest that is just coming in, as Israel is all set to up the ante against pro-Iran groups, especially the threat of the Hezbollah, where a strong statement has been made of how they will have to pay heavy consequences in a scenario that they do get active. Anjali, really important at this point, given the fact that Israel has, of course, said that sending the troops on the ground is not something that they are aiming at, but a strong warning coming into the Hezbollah.
Right. So clearly when they said that they won't send boots to the ground was for Iran, but it seems Lebanon is fair play right now for Israel. Remember, they share a border, and because of that, the southern part of Lebanon is where they first moved in. But now what we are hearing is that they might be moving into the northern side as well. And Israel is clearly choosing to create a buffer so that they can ensure there is safety for their people, the settlements which are closer to the border of Lebanon. We know overnight there were strikes by Hezbollah. Hezbollah also claimed that that happened, and also Israel also confirmed that there were strikes, but they were neutralized. And Hezbollah has also jumped into the war as a proxy to support Iran. So clearly, Israel now ensuring that it opens front against Hezbollah as well. And it has been sending out warnings to the people who are living in Lebanon to clear certain areas which they identify as possible Hezbollah locations. They've been giving out warnings saying stay away from it, evacuate, stay 300 meters at least away from these zones.
In fact, the biggest fear at this point is also proxy activation, Hezbollah pressure that is coming in, Iraqi militias, Houthis threatening Red Sea routes. And that is the biggest concern coming in, as the IDF is now putting a very strong warning to the Hezbollah, saying that they will pay a heavy price for the attacks. IDF is all set to create buffer zones to defend the Galilee settlements. Anjali, this is important because the approval has now come in. The IDF is all set to seize additional areas in Lebanon, and Israel is going to expand ground operations to prevent Hezbollah fire on border settlements. This, as we clearly understand, that Israel in its strategy is very clearly aiming at the fact that ground troops will not be moved. It will largely be air operations. But in terms of ground operations and how now they are planning it, in order to prevent Hezbollah fire on border settlements, where they say that they will be creating buffer zones to defend Galilee settlements.
Right, and earlier reports had also come in of the Lebanese troops moving back from their forward locations as far as the border areas were concerned, borders that are shared between Israel and Lebanon. So that is also an indication of, obviously, an anticipation of some sort of a movement or attack that might come in from Israel. Now, let's try and understand which are the West Asia conflict zones. If you look at it, where is the skirmishes? Where are the skirmishes happening? Where is it exactly that we see conflict? Well, of course, Israel, the country which is involved in the operation and activation of an attack on Iran. So Israel itself, in fact, calls this Operation Rising Lion. It has a separate nomenclature other than US. Then, of course, there is Qatar, which is host of a base for US, which was also hit. Then there is Bahrain, which has also seen attacks because of hosting of I beg your pardon, a base. And these are some of the countries, and if you can take it forward.
Oh yes, absolutely. Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE, Dubai, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, of course, Lebanon, Oman, Cyprus. Now, why this is important is because let's understand that as far as US bases are concerned, they have already been hit when it comes to the Gulf monarchies. And now, as they are contemplating of whether action is what they need to take, or getting the talks to the diplomatic table is what is now being considered.